So it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fweet-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Hello, friends, and welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. It's been a while. Thank you all for your patience. I'm in a bedroom with a TV tray, but there's a really cool painting behind me. Ta-da! Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, it's sort of a bit of a crazy time because we've had some major storms coming through the Nashville area for the last couple of weeks. So that's been exciting / kind of impossible to do anything. So thank you for your patience as we have figured out exactly how to do the things that we are going to do. We will take a moment now, and I can pull up the stuff, Gloom, so don't worry about it, to thank all of our sponsors, but sponsors. This is 3D2U, 3D2U.org. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook at 3D2U. They will be at all 4 weekends of the New Jersey Renaissance Fair coming up. I think it starts this coming weekend, which is weird that I'm over here and that they're over there, but it's going to be a really great time from everything that I've heard from all of my friends who are there, and 3D2U happens to be one of them. You can definitely find them at that festival. Check them out, 3D2U.org. You can also check out renadventures.com. renadventures.com, Destination D&D. There's a Muncaster Castle that is coming up in June, very briefly. But then there is a new one that is coming up at the end of the year. It's in November. It is to New Orleans again. So if you are interested, check out the information, rentadventures.com, and we'll get an updated placard about that shortly. Also, feel free to support us. We have a book called Dare, a collection of short fiction and poetry by me, Melissa Lee, the handler. And it is available on Amazon and Audible. We also have a Patreon, which I am sorry I have not been able to update since like the beginning of April because I've been doing a lot of other things, but I am confident I can do it tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, please check that out as well. Patreon.com/quill_unquote. Feel free to support my family and the weird writing that we do. All right. First, we're going to talk about what this game is and what we are not setting a precedent for, but what we're doing. So first of all, to just get the general information out of the way, this is Gothic horror gaming. It is a horror show. It is meant to be scary and a little bit violent. So it may contain graphic scenes, violence against minors, creatures of common phobias. We've had spiders on the channel. We've had wolves. We've had all different kinds of things that have attacked and varying times. So viewer discretion is advised. If this is not the kind of content that you're really looking for, then believe me, Nat 21 Adventures has plenty of other really fun, silly content for you. There's Crafting with the Crew on Wednesdays. There's the regular game on Tuesdays. There's a lot of silly adventuring to be had. So if you're not into the spooky, then please feel free to check out all of that stuff as well. This is a Delta Green game, which also means that at some point I need to wander away and get my dice because I forgot that part. So this is a D100 based system where the occult and the spooky and underlying things within the world are real. Yes, what could go wrong? And the way that works in this universe is that there is a secret organization that was put together in the 20s in a Lovecraftian sort of fashion called Delta Green. And some people still belong to it in a more modern time. And they are secretly agents who go around taking care of these terrible things that have happened. So that could be a sighting of an elder god. That could be a strange. That one time we did one about witches in. I think in the 1900s. No, earlier than that. In Michigan, I think there's all different kinds of subjects that they can cover. Now, for you guys at home, in theory, we'll see what happens. Because I forgot to bother Sabrina to see if she was available today. So Sally, if David is available, just let us know. Most of the time when we do these games, you can affect the situations that our players find themselves in. So let's say in this Delta Green situation, there's a player who is a police officer. They have a 40% chance to shoot correctly in any given circumstance. So 40% of the time, 40 and below, if you roll a D100, 40 and below is a success, 41 and above is a failure. Double digits are either a critical success or a critical failure. So if he rolled a 33, let's say, then that would be a critical success, and maybe he could sort of sharpshoot the thing that's going on. If he rolled a 44, that's a critical failure, and maybe his shot goes so wide it, I don't know, hits somebody else's car. Here is, thank you, Sally. How you at home in Twitchland can affect the points, etc., that are going on with our wonderful players. You can spend your Twitch points to assist them with helps, or you can give me a help if you want to, and I can use it to hinder the players or use a bonus die. So here's how that works. Let's say this person has to get a shot. It's 40% that he should be able to shoot. But let's say he really, really, really wants to get this shot. It's critical to whatever mission is going on. So he says, I'm going to use a help. You declare it beforehand. And that means that the easiest way of thinking about it is you subtract 5 from whatever die roll you get. So let's say that person rolled a 44. That would be a critical failure, except when you subtract 5, that's 39. That means that they actually just succeed, and that's amazing. So your Twitch points can really, really, really help all of our players and in the things moving forward. So if you've got them, feel free to use them on our players. A couple of things about tonight's game. Thing one, unfortunately, one of our players isn't available tonight, so we are going to, thankfully, she is a paramedic. Her name is Sarah Rubin. And we can say, because all of these people have real life jobs, this Delta Green thing is off to the side and cannot really hinder their regular occurrences and regular jobs. Otherwise, people will start to find out, and then there's a lot of dangerous consequences that go on with that. So we shall say that Sarah is unfortunately called away. We are in New York City in the 1970s to a... let's go something fun. Studio 54. There was some bad cocaine. Yay. So it's an all hands on deck type situation. And unfortunately, Sarah has to be called away to deal with. We got to tell her about that later. Hey. So unfortunately, she will not be available tonight. So we are only dealing with 2 of our other agents, which we will get to in a moment. Thing 2, this game is based on a true crime story. And I did not realize not all of you have, how convenient, yes. What could go wrong? Not all of you have heard this story before or are familiar with this story. So here's what's going on. In the mid to late 1970s, mostly in the summer, there was a series of murders and attempted murders that happened in New York. The basic MO was somewhere after midnight, usually around 3 o'clock in the morning. Someone would approach the passenger seat of a car where usually 2 people were sitting and talking. Sometimes they were, doing things that lovers do. Sometimes they were just friends and they were having a chat. Usually this was happening after a night out at a disco. So someone would approach the passenger side of the car and fire a 44 caliber revolver into said vehicle and walk away. And this went on for roughly 2 years with no leads. The killing seemed rather random at times. Eventually, it kind of got worked out that the victimology, for lack of a better term, was people with long brunette hair. So there was a time in the summer of, I think it was 1977, where suddenly women were going out to salons in New York in droves and getting their hair cut and dyed and changed. And eventually, the person who was captured for that was David Berkowitz, the son of Sam Killer. And as we set this right now, it is approximately 2 days after David Berkowitz has been captured. He was captured alive in Yonkers, New York. He was taken in from his car. Apparently, his first words were, "Oh, you got me. Why did it take you so long?" Direct quote. So he is being questioned by the police. What has also occurred is that another murder took place after he was in custody, but the police are trying to keep it quiet. So that is why we have brought in our Delta Green agents to figure out what's going on. Is this connected to the Son of Sam killings? Is this just another fluke thing? I mean, it is New York City in the 70s. There's a lot of crime that happens around this time. So our setting, New York City, 1970s, as shown by the picture sort of behind me. And we will bring in our agents who will then explain a little bit about what they've been up to and where we're heading now. So first, I would like to bring in Dr. Owen Holliday.
Oh, hello again.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, I am Dr. Owen Holliday. I work at the Museum of Natural History in the weird basement.
Yes.
Notably afraid of rats.
Yes, that did come up. That wasn't intentional, but that has come up recently.
You know what? We're gonna yes and the dice rolls.
Why not? So what was going on with rats recently that was causing you so much distress? Can you just remind our viewers at home what you've been experiencing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So here's what happened. So some guy showed up with a package addressed to me, which is weird because I don't really get that much mail. And it had some candles in it, some weird like beeswaxy candles, and then also some like rat remains. I believe they were like decapitated and smushed and all kinds of things. Yep. Real gross. And then I went to we went to the headquarters of Delta Green like contact, and told us we had to figure out what was going on. So we went to this mystic store.
Yes, occult shop. That was
the cult shop. Yeah, the
Herman Slater Occult Bookstore, which is a real bookstore apparently.
It's a real place.
It's a real place. I try to best to set these things in reality.
Yeah. So we went there. I was unsuccessful for some reason getting information out of him. I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that I'm great at talking to people or what. /S. Then we went to the scene of the crime. Yeah, after some other people. I do have narc energy. I'm not a narc. I just have narc energy.
It's true.
And we went to the scene of the crime and couldn't really figure out much other than that there had been like some kind of kerfuffle, right? So that's kind of, we were gonna go somewhere next, I believe, to someone's house, but I don't remember exactly who.
Well, let's see what our other friend.
That's what I remember.
That was good. No, that was a lot of good information. Thank you. Let's see what Agent Sharon Green remembers as we bring her back up here. Customs Agent Sharon Green. Boop.
Hello. Yes, I didn't receive a box full of rats and candles. I just got a telegram while I was on the subway and then headed on down. When we went to the occult store, Dr. Holliday did his best, but didn't get as much info. So then I went back in and determined that it appeared that they had been being stolen out of the store, but there was another shipment of the candles coming in, but they had stolen about 48 candles, and it was like 5 candles to a ritual. So we were concerned that there might be additional rituals about to pop up. And then we went up to check out the scene of the crime. And while we were there, we had discovered cigarette butts on the ground, as well as I I had my camera with me, so I did do documentation of the cigarette butts. There were some footprints in the ground as well, which you took pictures of, where the candles had been melted, where the actual ritual murder had taken place. And yeah, so we had gotten this information, and then it's my understanding we were going to go to Berkowitz's apartment next.
Yes.
To go through it and see what sort of information we could find out.
Yes. I think the your handler, let me see if I can find his name, Lieutenant Randy Cochise, had said that he could conveniently at least tell you where Berkowitz had been arrested, which I did not realize that, yes, he had been arrested in front of his apartment. And that, he could at least give you the address and tell you where to go. So before we get to that, are there any, assume that you are going to be heading up to Yonkers to visit this apartment, which is a real place. It is 42 Pine Street in Yonkers, apartment 7E. It's a studio with views of the Hudson. And apparently the rent was $230, which is mean. That's not fair. That's just...
No.
Yeah, but what is that in today's money? What is it?
I don't know. I tried to look it up. I do have a layout of a different apartment that we're going to look at if you want to do the investigating. But
what year is it? 1972?
No, 77, I believe.
37. Yeah. And how much was it?
230.
I'm gonna be mad about this, I can tell.
I'm gonna be real upset about this. Sure, we'll say January. How about that? Okay, that's still upsetting. Apparently $230 has the same buying power as $1,232.
I would love a studio in Yonkers for $1,200.
That's still upsetting.
Yes. Yeah, I have a feeling they cost way more than that at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't actually live in New York. I happen to just unintentionally get a whole bunch of people to play a game in New York who actually have lived in New York. How wonderful. Yeah, nuts. Before you head out there, is there anything in particular you want to do beforehand? Like you could go to a library and do some research. You could try to ask some questions and get in touch with your handler again if you need to, or if there's anything you want to do beforehand, that's all.
I would want to take the film that we've already used and take it to the lab in-house
start
to
the
develop it for me, because that's going to take someone's going to have to physically develop it for me.
Apparently in 1972, it took time to develop pictures.
Yes, it takes a while.
Said the Gen Zer.
Yeah, so you can get you can hand the film over to Lieutenant Cochise, who will sort of subtly drop it in with some of the other case files that he had. I forgot to mention this, and I found this very fascinating when I was going back through the actual case files of this case. At one time, there were 300 New York City police officers on this case and an additional 45 psychiatrists and psychologists who are trying to create a profile that they can find. So this really was one of the biggest cases in the 70s. And that's why for Lieutenant Cochise, it is so important that you find out what's going on and whether or not this relates to the case at all. Because they would rather this all go away so that the entirety of New York could go back to being New York in the 70s with bad cocaine. So yes, you are welcome to take the pictures and hand them over, and he will slip them in with some of his other case files to get developed, because he is one of the people on the task force for the Son of Sam killer. He can get them probably developed pretty quickly, but it's still going to take about a day to get everything back because there's so many other things going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I have nothing else that I super want to do, I don't think.
Okay. That's fine. How would you like to get to Yonkers? You people live in New York. Do you want to like take a train? Do you want to? I think
We do not get on the subway in 1976. I do know
Yes.
that.
I think Sarah was the one that had the car because she's the paramedic. So she had the drive skill and she had a vehicle of some kind. But I don't know if either of you have cars. That's the question.
I'm gonna say I never got my driver's license, so
I know a lot of New Yorkers that haven't.
Unless Agent Sharon has something.
I can drive. I'm going to ask Lieutenant Cochise if he can lend us an unmarked car to take up there.
Ooh. All right. Do you have bureaucracy? I feel like you do.
I do have bureaucracy.
Yes. Roll me a happy little bureaucracy roll and we'll see where we get to from there.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I rolled an 88, so no.
Okay.
I have
no.
I have
40. Okay. So yeah, that is also a critical failure. So in this case, no, you cannot get a car. Lieutenant Koshis cautions you, like, if you guys keep asking me for stuff, like, I'm not going to be able to help you anymore. Like, this has got to stay discreet, down low. I can get the pictures taken care of, but you're on your own. Then. Okay.
You're so right. Nothing says discreet like getting on the subway.
I feel like Lady Gaga.
You have to get on the train.
Oh, the train.
I guess it does. All the way to Yonkers. Yeah, it'd be a different. Yeah, how far up into Yonkers is it?
I don't know where exactly Pine Hill Towers is, but you are welcome to Google it. It still exists.
We probably have a atlas somewhere in the police precinct. Yonkers.
Yeah, that I could hand wave and say there is probably access to some kind of map and mapping system to be able to get you to the correct train in order to go to Yonkers. But if you want to do the research, feel free.
Yeah, we probably have to hop on the train for that one.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna start walking out of the police precinct there, and start heading towards Grand Central. I guess if we're closest to that.
Yeah, this is a downtown.
If it's way downtown,
Manhattan precinct.
I'm gonna step out into the street and call for a cab.
At least according to the background picture, there are plenty of cabs in New York in the 1970s.
Excuse me.
I don't feel like I have to make you roll for this, except you're like so, I won't say inept, but like socially awkward. I don't know if you can call a cab. What skill would you use to call a cab? I am curious.
Of these?
Yes. Of not dexterity.
Persuade.
It's definitely a persuade.
All right. Do you have a persuade?
I actually do have a persuade.
Really? Okay.
I am going to use a help because it is not a good persuade.
Okay. I won't make it difficult. You just got to see if you can do it.
Famous last words. Oh, yes. Okay. That was a success with the help. I'm glad I helped. That gives me -5, right?
Correct. -5.
Great. Yes, then it's great. We're so good.
So Dr. Owen Holliday showing surprising success when it comes to talking to cab drivers rather than talking to anyone else in the entirety of New York City, is able to flag down a cab. And his awkwardness sort of comes in handy because no one talks the entire ride and you get to the train station with no issue. Yes, he needs help to flag a cab.
Yeah, I did.
Because he's bad at things. I'm the handler. I get to make
doing his best.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Okay. But I will say that once you get into Grand Central Station, it doesn't take you long to figure out exactly what train to get to, and you are able to get there without too much difficulty. Oh gosh. When we had last left everything, you guys have been investigating into the evening, I think. So I'm trying to figure out if we are in, it might be early morning at this point, which may be why it was easy to get a cab because no one is outside. But yeah, we'll say it is early morning in August. It is a hot, sticky morning. But you are able to roll up to the apartment complex at about 8 a.m. And let me see if I can share my screen so you can see what this place looks like. Share screen. Okay. Not the studio layout. I want. Is that it? No. Bear with me one moment. I need to make sure I get the correct thing. Not that. Not that. Not that. There are so many. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's an Instagram shot. That's why I didn't know what was going on. All right. Share. Woohoo. I will bring it on the screen. And ta-da! There we have the actual apartment complex.
Wow.
It is 42 Pine Street in Yonkers. You know that David Berkowitz's apartment is up on the 7th floor. From this view, apparently it is the upper left window.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to leave this up for the moment. When you approach the front of the complex, I believe this is the back, but when you approach the front of the complex, you see that there is a beat cop that is standing by the front door. He's clearly there to let people in and to make sure that nothing gets disturbed. It is an active crime scene after all. So I am curious to see what you're going to do about this beat cop, or if you have alternative ideas of what you want to do.
Well, Agent Green, should we go tell him to let us in?
I don't think we can just tell him to let us in.
You don't like...
We're supposed to be keeping it quiet, remember? We don't
Hang
want
on.
to
There's a baby
be obvious here.
delivering me D10.
It's a baby!
Oh, thank you, my honey.
Thank you for the D10s, baby.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Those are
baby.
big, too. That was awesome.
Good job, baby.
They like fit just perfectly into her fists. Like, that is brilliant. Thank you. Baby bat delivering dice. Okay. Yes, quick. Use the baby bat as a distraction. All right. So go ahead. Continue.
Then how do we get inside?
Well, there's got to be more than one way into this apartment building.
What,
we
like
could,
we're just going to be able to walk in through the back door?
I don't know. Have we checked the back door yet? We have
No,
not.
we haven't.
In case
Let's
you
go
were not-
try that.
We didn't look at that.
Okay. So you are avoiding the front entrance entirely and headed toward the back door. That is fine. It does appear that there is
For the moment. We'll see how that
for the
goes.
moment. Yes. It does look like at the very least there is like a loading area and probably some kind of back door. I'm going to say, let's see, 50-50 shot. Sure, it's locked. It is locked. There is a back door, but it is locked currently.
Okay.
Does anyone want to try to break a lock and get inside?
I don't want to try. Wait, is the whole building like locked down, or is it like people still live here though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to knock on the door very loudly.
Knock on the back door.
I want to knock on the back door.
Okay.
I'm hoping to get the attention of the super, who is probably living in like the basement floor or something like that, right? Like, I want to try to get a hold of the super.
Okay. What is, just out of curiosity, what is your intention with
My
this?
intention is to get the super to let me in because I'm going to pretend as if I have lost my keys and I actually live here.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find out. You have a decent shot. It's 110 apartments. So with the anonymity of New York, it's possible. Okay, so you are just going to knock on the door. Let's see. I don't need you to roll. No, actually, roll me a strength skill because you're going to have to knock very, very loudly in order for someone to actually be able to hear you.
Excellent. Oh no, that's a critical fail. That was a 77.
Okay, so you attempt to knock on the door, and unfortunately, in your efforts to knock hard, this door is made of steel, and instead of making a loud noise, you mostly just hurt your hand.
Ow! Hello.
No, he didn't break his hand, Sir David Percival, thank goodness. But he's definitely hurt himself. I don't think you're that fragile, but
no, I'm not that fragile. I don't think.
No.
How far up is it to the balcony?
The balcony's on the back.
Yeah.
So let me look a little bit closer.
Oh wait, what about the fire escape?
Yeah. So it looks like on the back side of the building, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every single layer of apartments has a balcony, at least the ones in the center. Yes, and there is a fire escape off to the right-hand side. At least from the back, it looks like you could access it you'd probably have to somehow jump up and pull the ladder down to get to the fire escape, but then you should be able to scale it that way.
Wait, you're a strong lady, right?
Do you need a boost?
Yes, please.
I would like to boost up Dr. Holiday.
This is going to be so fun.
What could go wrong?
Should I use strength or athletics, or what do you think?
Uppies.
Yes, I need the
I gotta
uppies.
do uppies.
I would say probably either strength or, I mean, depending on what your skill is, that's better. You can either use strength or you can use athletics if it's better.
I'm like a smallish guy, right? Like I only got a strength of a 9 and a constitution of 10. I am not packing weight here.
No.
Well, I will take one of my helps, and I will use my strength to try this. Let's see what happens. That means I rolled a 17, and my target number was 50. So
nice.
Okay.
Boop.
Yes. So Agent Sharon Green is no lightweight and is easily able to lift Dr. Owen Holiday, who is able to grasp the ladder and pull it down. It might also be. I'm gonna say also that you you get him up there and he's hanging there for a second, and then you probably have to jump up and grab his torso to pull him down hard enough to actually get the ladder to come back.
Amazing.
After we get down, teamwork.
Delightful. Yes. So from there, yeah, you are able to scale the fire escape. I would like for both of you, I would love for you both to somehow make either kind of a stealth roll so that you don't alert all of the people that still live in this complex.
Yeah, if they didn't hear the ladder falling down.
Yes. Or you can make a case for something else if you want to, that would allow you to get up the ladder without bothering other people.
I want to put my badge on my outside pocket and hold a notebook so it looks like I'm supposed to be there.
Oh,
From a
okay.
distance.
Fun.
I got
Let me
nothing.
okay. Let me see if anybody comes out. All right, 50-50, somebody comes out. Okay, so I got a 30 on that. So I will say that yes, there is some nosy looky loo who comes out. Agent Sharon Green, could you roll me some kind of like a persuade, or you could try like an intimidate kind of roll or something to see if you can tell this person that you're an authority and to go back inside.
Okay. Yes, I got a 45 and I needed a 50.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, as you are scaling the outside of the building, an elderly woman in her 60s, she comes out and she's got curlers in her hair still, and she's smoking a cigarette off the back of the building, which is why she saw you to begin with.
Yeah.
And she's about to start asking you questions when she sees the badge on Agent Sharon Green, and who just kind of gives her a look, and she slowly backs away and shuts her window, and you continue to scale up to the top apartment. All right. Now I will say you can get so the fire escape goes up the right-hand side of the building. His apartment is all the way on the left, which is across those balconies, or you can go all the way up to the roof and then try to come down, probably the escape from the top. I would assume that there is a door upstairs.
Okay.
So what option are you thinking of?
I don't think it'll be super hard to get over that little wall at the top.
No, we'll go. I would like to go all the way up to the roof.
All the way to the roof? I'm following you, Agent Sharon.
Okay.
Well, is the door on the balcony, because the balcony is not connected to his apartment, right? Yeah, it's connected to the apartment next to it.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So maybe go up to the top floor. Can I see anybody in that apartment as I'm heading through? In the one that is visible.
Yeah. Interesting question. Let's find out. Yes, it is definitely occupied. You don't see anyone presently. But there are dishes in the sink. There's a coffee pot. It's clear you're looking into someone's kitchen, which is clearly a kitchen that is used.
But I don't see anybody currently.
No.
Okay. I still want to go up to the roof first, but good to know.
Okay. Would the fire escape open into a hallway? Potentially, but no. Yeah.
Lots of time it's in the bedrooms and stuff.
Yeah, this looks like it goes directly up to the roof, and any landings that it's having are connected to windows. So yeah, I will say you are able to get up to the roof. The upstairs door. Ooh, let's see, because there are people who smoke cigarettes in this building. Let's see if it's open or not. Yes, actually, you find that the door is slightly propped open, and there are a whole bunch of cigarette butts of varying types all over the ground around the door. So it is clear that people definitely come up here and smoke a lot. Cigarette butts of varying types as well. So it's not just regular cigarettes. It is the 70s in New York, and people are definitely doing all kinds of things.
I can't remember. Did the cigarettes that were at the other crime scene, were they a specific type? Could we tell?
I believe so. I'm trying to remember if I gave you that detail or not.
I believe what you told Sarah, because she's the one who smokes, is that they were pretty generic cigarettes.
Yeah,
they weren't
cigarettes.
special.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will say that you could definitely tell that they were all the same cigarette. So this is different. This is like, there's Marlboro Reds, there's some cloves, there's some, clearly there's some marijuana cigarette butts up here too. There's all kinds of different items that people are smoking up here.
Before we go in, is there can we check the top of the roof to see if there's any other places where maybe candles were lit or weird drawings of some kind?
Roll me. You could both roll me a search roll and see if you find anything up there.
I got a 13 and my search is a 50, so that's a critical success.
I didn't find shit.
Joy. Sharon, to be clear, a double digit under your thing is a critical success.
A double digit under my what?
So if you had a skill of 50 and you rolled a 22, that would be a critical success, but a 12 is still just a success. You still succeeded.
Okay, I got a 13, and as long as it needed to be under 50.
Yep, so that is still a success.
It's a regular. Okay,
yep.
Sorry.
No problem. So based on that, you look around the upper level of everything. There's graffiti all over the place. There's silly things scrawled all over, but you don't really see any evidence of candles. You don't see any evidence of satanic worship stuff. You don't see anything that looks ritualistic up here. There's a dead pigeon, but that's it.
Okay. Well, then if there's nothing up here, then we'll go in the door and see what we see.
Skyrat.
Beautiful. All right, so you are on the roof level, but it's not difficult for you to make your way downstairs to the 7th floor. And that is where you have the apartments. His apartment is 7E. It's all the way at the edge, like you had seen. The other apartments nearby are clearly still occupied. There is some caution tape across the door to indicate that it is still an active crime scene. But there is no one in front of the door itself.
Okay.
Well, I will say that this door is locked, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is the 70s, so I should just be able to sort of hit the door a little and it should break.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's got, 4-inch screws or anything in it.
Fair. Yeah. So do you want to try? Let's try like either athletics or a strength roll to see if you can just bang the door open.
Okay.
You go.
Casually banging the door open. I got a 46 out of 50. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yes. Agent Sharon Green is really good with those no-knock raids of invading people's storage houses so that they can
hip check.
Yeah. You're just yep. And you are able to get the door to swing open. All right. I had a map, and this is I will bring up an actual map here in a hot second of what everything looks like. But at least I could share this fun thing with you. To give you an idea of exactly what it looks like in the apartment, because surprise, someone took pictures of it and they are on the internet.
Of course they are.
Yep. Okay. It's
the internet is forever.
Yep. Okay. And I wish I could make this bigger, but it is the two pictures on the side. So that is what his apartment actually looks like when you come in. It is fairly stark and empty. There's not a whole lot of stuff in there. At least not a whole lot of organized stuff, we should say. There are things all over the floor. There are, it doesn't even look like curtains. It looks like pieces of burlap or random pieces of fabric that are covering up the windows. Fun fact, if you see in the one corner, there is a hole in the wall. It has a whole bunch of like words around it and stuff. I'm trying to remember what it says. It's like William lives here and he worships the devil, something like that.
It says, "Hi, my name is Mr. William and I live in this hole. I have several children and I'm turning into killers. Wait till they grow up. My neighbors have no respect for my neighbors I have no respect for, and I treat them like shit. Sincerely, Williams.
Thank you for finding that.
Not you, that guy.
Oh,
Berkowitz is the nerd. Like, freaking nerd.
But yeah, so that's what you see when you first enter in. Now it's clearly, all right, let me pull this down and see if I can give you an actual layout. It's clearly partially trashed more than usual because the police have, thrown it about. So they've looked at all of the different items that are in there. It's clearly being investigated to an extent. But at the same time, if you were to, explore, you would see that this apartment was probably pretty unkept from the beginning. Let me see if I can load a stupid map so that you can actually see what's going on where. I don't know why it hates me so much. Anyway. Close. This is not. There we go. Okay. This is not obviously the actual apartment itself. I think it's going to end up looking a lot bigger, but it'll give you an idea of a. Here we go. Just a nice little layout that we can actually use to have you guys look around. Yes, it's not in Point and Ravine, but. So you see there's the main living room in the center, and then there's a bathroom that's off to the top. There's a little tiny kitchenette, and not a whole bunch else. So not a ton of space to explore, but you are welcome to start exploring and searching. And tell me what you're looking for.
Well, clearly I'm going to be by the hole.
Well, I'm going to put some gloves on.
Oh, trust. Thanks. I brought my own again.
Yes, I was going to say, I figured you had your own gloves from before.
In fact, I've never taken them off.
Ew.
Yeah.
No, I definitely have. I
was like, that doesn't make that any better.
I want to look in the hole and with my, like I said, I have my little lecturing wand thing. I want to poke around and see if I can find any secret compartments or hidden away items in the hole or anything like that.
Okay. Feel free to roll a search roll for that. Sharon Green, what are you looking for? Or how are you looking for?
That is a failure.
Okay.
I want to look in. Is there any furniture?
Sort of. So there's a mattress on the floor. There's a couple of bookshelves that seems to still have some items on them. There is a a table and two chairs, sort of near the kitchen area, but not much else really. I don't even think he had a TV.
I want to check out his mattress and look underneath it.
Sure. Okay. Roll me a search roll as well. And Dr. Owen Holiday, you are poking around in the hole. You hear some scratching noises, and it scares the hell out of you. And you back up.
Nope.
I met the number.
Okay, that still counts as a success.
Cool.
Yeah, you lift up the mattress and you find a number of notebooks. It seems like they are numbered in potentially some kind of series, but not haphazardly. You find number 15 and 21 and 23 and 24, but you don't find 16, 17, 18. So there's a number of notebooks. They all have numbers on them, but they are not in a completed sequence.
Great. I want to take a picture of them before I pick them up.
Sure.
And then I want to go through them and see how many there are.
Sure. So what
or
you
if I can find number 1, I suppose.
It looks like when you continue to toss the mattress and look through everything, you do not find number 1. There are, from what you've got here, you've got about 7 or 8 notebooks, and they are not in sequential order. Like you get number 23 and 24 next to each other, but then it skips to like 27.
Then I guess I want to open the latest one.
Okay.
The highest number?
Yeah. You're able to open that easily. It's not locked or anything. And flipping through it, you see a list of addresses and weird descriptive information. Like, this one took a while, or I had to do it 3 times in order to make it work.
Oh, Dr. Holliday, you took a close look at the case file. Do any of these dates correspond with anything you recall?
Potentially. I want to go over and look at what they have in their hands.
Sure. So I would have you do a... Do you have human intelligence or...
I do.
Okay. I would
Were
say
you
either
gonna
like a human intelligence or like maybe like a forensics roll if you have anything like that.
I do. I have both.
Okay.
They're the same.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, that's a success.
Yeah.
I was like,
You were looking at it so cautiously, like, oh no, oh no.
Oh, well, I have failed all but 2 rolls, so.
And you did need a help to call a taxi cab. Yes. You recall that in the case file, there was a mention of arsons. This looks to be a long and extensive list of arsons that may or may not have been committed. You can't remember any specific like dates or times that correspond with things that I think some of the case files had a similar notebook or maybe some other similar notebooks. So maybe these are just some remnants of what the police already gathered. But the dates and information correspond in your mind to other things that were marked as arsons in the case files.
Okay. I will relay that information. I think that well, these kind of match up with some fires that happened. Is there anything, as I kind of flip through the book anymore, is there anything like that stands out as like any type of culty or like more unnatural speech or code or anything like that? Or is it all just like English diary, dear diary, today I killed a guy?
It's not so much a diary. That's a good question, though. It's not so much a diary as it is just it's almost like a grocery list, but a grocery list of a time, a location, a description of what the fire looked like.
Okay.
And it's just a litany of that. You do notice, however, that several pages are missing.
Okay. Is there around, or do we have on us, does Agent Green have a map of the city?
Does Agent Green have a map of the city?
I mean, I think you pulled up an atlas when you were doing your research. Did you bring it with you?
Did you bring an atlas from the police office on the train? There's the question.
Seems like you would, but I won't speak for you.
Can you imagine just like grabbing the whole map off the wall, just like, I'm gonna take this?
You got one of those big Rand McNally ones that are like the spiral bound.
Well, okay. Or how about this? Is there an it's 1972. They don't have Google Maps. Is there an atlas in the apartment, like of some sort of like map of New York or like the subway map or like anything like that in this apartment?
There isn't a map, but you do find a well-used phone book.
Okay. A phone book would probably have some sort of map in it, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to, I want to like basically conspiracy theory, like mark on a map where all of these locations are and see if I can find any sort of pattern. Doesn't make a pentagram, that kind of stuff.
I will tell you that if you attempt that, it will take you all day because there are hundreds of entrance.
Oh no. Okay.
Like very thoroughly marked. And this is a true story. Apparently, he lit like 1,500 fires.
Oh my gosh.
Not a joke. Over the course of and this was prior to any murders that were going on. He just lit a whole bunch of fires all over the place and described them in detail.
This guy is a real piece of work. Let me tell you. Yeah, then I got nothing. Then.
Okay.
So nothing occulty. Nothing. Yeah.
Not in those notebooks specifically.
Not in so many words. Okay, cool. Let's see. What else is around?
What do you want to check next? Or did you check the hole in the wall that you wanted to check?
There was a rat, so I stopped.
Okay.
He poked the hole. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But if you want to go look, I will stand at a safe distance.
I will go look in the hole.
Okay.
I ain't afraid of no rats.
You're welcome to roll a search as well.
I rolled again exactly. No,
Exactly
wait, no, I'm wrong. This is a 5 out of 50. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Reading my dice wrong.
Yeah, you are able to, especially now that these haphazard curtains are sort of yanked off the windows, you are able to see somewhat into the hole, not a ton. You don't see any objects in there, but you do see that it probably has a rat's nest in it. Like it looks like it's got random bits and bobs of stuff in there, like the stuffing from the bed and maybe some down from a pillow and part of a shirt.
I gotta stick my hand in there and pull stuff out. I gotta do it.
Okay.
I gotta.
All right. I will let you stick your hand in. Let's see if anything happens.
Okay. I'm wearing a glove.
Yes, you are. So you stick your hand in and sort of rifle around in there. You do hear more scratching and you feel kind of like some things run away from your hand, for lack of a better term. And you are able to pull out what essentially is a rat's nest. And amidst that rat's nest is some of the stuff that I described. Like there's some down from a pillow, there's some stuffing from the mattress, there's some odds and ends of shirts. But you also do find a couple of the very bottoms of some black candles. They've clearly been chewed on, and they are no longer burnable. Like the wick is really, really short. But it is clear that these candles are pretty much exactly the way the other candles were that you saw in the box that was presented to Dr. Owen.
Owen, come here. There's no rats here.
Do I have to?
I need you to take a look at these candles.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go over to the rat hole.
I love it.
What?
Yeah, so yeah, exactly what she was describing. I mean, it still kind of looks, gross to you. But yeah, there are definitely the stubs of candles. They've clearly been burnt at some point, but yeah, there's a lot of little chunks chewed out of them because they are, in a rat's nest.
Do you think this has been used in some kind of ritual?
I don't know. Do I think this has been used in some kind of ritual?
Without any kind of forensic backing, yeah, it looks almost identical to what you saw in the box. So probably. It's a safe bet.
For sure.
Well, then this seems to tie him to it more than they would have wanted. But who else? So he must have a partner?
I think I'm going to throw up. I want to go to the window and open it and try to puke out the window.
Okay.
If you hit that down there.
I will let you, I've had you do a bunch of other random rolls. I will let you be able to open the window and just sort of puke out the window. It's fine.
Thanks. after I'm done puking, can I see anything from this vantage point? Like, can I see anything out the window? Like, is there like I don't know, can I see the Hudson? Like what direction does this face?
Yeah, supposedly it did face the Hudson from what I've read in terms of descriptions.
This is
And
Spark. She's my kitty.
Yeah.
Someone asked what her name was.
So cute.
Yes, it has a view of the Hudson. You can also see there's a number of houses and other residences back behind that complex. So it looks like it's just part of a larger neighborhood.
Okay. Is this a comfortable position, babe?
Certainly.
I wonder if I can highlight that. There's got to be a way to do that. Oh, nope, not that way.
This is the what are you doing?
Yes. This will end up on our TikTok later. Is just your cat's butt.
Presented.
Wonderful. I couldn't have planned that better if I tried. All right.
No.
Wonderful. Okay. Back to the matter at hand. Yeah, okay. Is there anything else that you guys would like to check out, to look at? I mean, there are a number of bookshelves. There's the table and chairs. There's a kitchen that's probably pretty gross.
There are more bookshelves. I'll definitely head over to the bookshelves and just kind of thumb through.
I'll check the kitchen.
Okay. Dr. Owen, roll me a search roll first.
That is a failure.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of books here. Some of them do sort of stand out to you. There is a copy of is it? Oh God, I think it's the Satan Bible by Anton LaVey.
Ooh,
that is on one of the shelves.
I definitely want to like grab that.
Okay, sure. And there's some other notebooks and some other stuff. You're not quite sure, but it feels like maybe this bookshelf goes further back than it should, but you can't quite figure it out. Like it almost looks like it has like a false back to it.
Oh, okay. I want to just like once I find that, I want to like just like shove all of the books off and like really try to get to the back.
Sure. Before we do that, Agent Sharon Green, what are you looking for? You can roll a search roll to see if you find anything.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna open the fridge and see if there's a cold beverage. It's very hot in here.
Yes, and it probably at this point it's probably like 9 a.m., so it's probably kind of stuffy. Ooh. So you open the fridge and it is gross. There are some beverages in there, but they are not great. Like it's like a Dr. Pepper can that's clearly been open for several days. There's some things that have mold on them. Yeah.
Should have known. Bachelors. I'm gonna check the cupboards instead, just to see if there's anything weird in there.
Okay. Roll me a search roll for that for sure.
An 8. So
Nice.
yes.
Excellent.
This dice is. I'm gonna curse it if I say anything.
So in looking around through the cabinets, you see a couple, normal things like some dishes and like a pot or two. There's some dirty dishes in the sink. And then the further you go in, you notice that there is a cabinet which was already hanging open that clearly had been rifled through, probably by the police. And it has several empty gun cases in it.
Oh.
These are long gun cases, so it's more for like hunting rifles and stuff like that. But they are all empty. All of the weapons have been seized.
Okay.
And you also notice that the knife block is completely empty. So chances are they probably took the knives too.
Fair enough. All right. Do I hear the whatever it is he's doing out there? He's throwing everything on the floor.
Yes. Yes, you can certainly hear Dr. Owen just tossing things onto the floor from this bookshelf.
Did you find something?
Maybe. I don't know yet. Does this come here? Does this feel like a false back? Help me look for the opening.
Okay. Well, can I put my arm like next to it on the wall and then compare with my hand to see if there is a difference?
Yes. With your skill as an agent in customs, you are used to looking for things that have been hidden in varying places. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of false back to this bookshelf.
Okay. All right. Well, I have like a little Swiss Army knife type situation. Can I sort of like put it along the top seam to see if I can pop it out?
Yeah, I will let you do that. Probably roll me a dexterity, I will say, to see if you can get it to come clean off, or if you're gonna have to like strength rip it off.
29. Yes, I do.
Yay. Okay. Yep. You are able, with your sort of Swiss Army knife, you are able to pop the back of the bookshelf off. And it's like a thinner piece of wood than you would have expected for a relatively nice 70s style wood bookshelf with real wood shelves. That's what they're called, because it's a bookshelf. So yeah, you're able to pop the back off. And as you do so, you sort of see kind of on the back side of the bookshelf, there's more stuff. There's more books. There's more candles. There's more items, all kinds of things.
Okay, I want to take pictures of that before we touch it.
Sure.
Jackpot.
All right, I'll take pictures. Dr. Holliday, do you recognize anything useful here?
Potentially. What we got going on here? How to sacrifice a virgin. Like 8 ways to eat tentacles. I don't know. Well,
everyone's favorite.
Yes. I mean, you find like another 2 copies of the Satanic Bible. These ones look like they're annotated. They have like stickers out of them of different things.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Highlighted passages.
Okay, I'm gonna grab those as well. And I plan to compare them later.
Yes.
Anything else of occult nature in this extra bookshelf?
Oh yeah, I mean, the inside of the bookshelf is scrawled with all kinds of silly writings about Satan and like Mr. William and stuff like that. But there's also a very large black tome that has a piece of paper sticking out. And you've never seen this in person before. As you pull it out, you realize that this is the Lesser Key of Solomon.
Oh.
And it is quite literally an instruction book on how to summon demons.
This is a very dangerous book.
I guess we should take it with us then.
Yes, I would like to take this.
Right.
I'm gonna like it's the original King James Bible, like set it down next to the other books I plan on taking. And you said there's some other reference to William here. Is there anything I would know about, or is there any other, is there any other references to William? What, like, who is this guy? Who is William? This is now the second time that this guy has written William somewhere. Am I familiar with a demon that goes by the name William?
No, not that you are aware of, but I will draw your attention once again to the piece of paper that is sticking out of the book.
Yes. Okay. As I place down the key of Solomon, I want to like gently open it up to the page that has the piece of paper sticking out.
Sure.
Very carefully.
Yeah, so what you see there is a list of names. Some of them have been crossed out, some of them have been circled. They are in various types of handwriting as well, some of which you recognize as the same scrawl that you see on the wall that says William and the same scrawl that you see inside of the bookshelf. But some of the handwriting is clearly very different, like it's a left-handed slant, like it's sometimes it's in cursive. It's clearly multiple people writing this list.
Interesting. Agent Green, look at this handwriting here. This is more than one guy. I am fairly confident that whoever wrote in this book, it's either been passed down over generations, or can I tell, like, is it like one type of handwriting for a little bit and then it stops and then it's a different type of handwriting and then like, or is it like 1, 2, like ABA?
It seems like it's maybe like 2 or 3 names and then a different handwriting, 2 or 3 names, and then it goes back. So it's more like an A, B, C, B, A.
Okay, cool.
It goes back and forth.
I think that we are looking for more than one perpetrator.
So he has a partner.
Or 2.
Or 2. Do we recognize any of the names that are listed?
Ooh, do you? Yeah, Dr. Owen, based on your experience with the case file, yeah, some of these names are the names of some of the murder victims. And what is most of interest to you is that the name of Jessica Contreras, the victim that you were investigating at the beginning, is listed and crossed out.
But I thought he didn't have anything to do with her, right?
He may not have.
Oh, well, we should probably take this. We should probably get out of here while the getting's good before we get.
Can I have both of you roll me an alertness roll?
Okay. I'm gonna take a. Never mind. I didn't say it fast enough. Didn't matter.
Ooh, I pass.
I barely pass.
Okay. As you are collecting the books together and this piece of paper that has a whole bunch of names on it, let me take this off. You hear a strange sort of scratching noise that is coming back from the hole that said William on it.
I think we better get out of here right now.
I don't like that at all.
Right, go get up.
I'm gonna grab the demon Bibles and the key of Solomon, and then like back up towards the door. But like, I want to keep my eye on the hole and see if I can see what's coming.
I'm gonna push the bookcase thing back into place, and I'm gonna draw my gun.
Ooh, okay. Yes. As you are backing up toward the door of the apartment, which is further away from the hole in the wall, you see a large, not super large, black rat emerge from the hole, followed by 5 more, and then another 5. And I need both of you to make a sanity roll as the room slowly starts to fill with rats.
Oh crap! How do we do that? Hold on.
So it is whatever your current sanity is. So it should be sand points, and you're just the same kind of roll. You're rolling a D100 to try to get under
Okay.
what your current sanity.
I found
I'm
it.
taking a help for this one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm taking a help.
Good for you.
Hey, I critted.
Yay.
I got
I
a
got
22.
Hey, that's a
I
crit
also
too, right?
critted.
Yeah, that's a crit too. Yes.
Yeah, we're so good at this.
Yeah.
You're good at avoiding rats. Yes, your instincts paid off. I mean, Sharon, you had your hand down in there, so you felt that there was something in there potentially. And Dr. Owen, you had heard the scratching earlier, so you thought that there was something down there too. And that certainly pays off to your advantage as the room is slowly filling in that corner with more and more rats that seemingly at the moment don't really notice you. As you continue to back up, but they are slowly covering the floors.
All right. Open the
I
door.
think we should go.
Just get the door open and get outside, and then we're going to shut this door. And then on my mark, you are going to run for the stairs.
Okay.
We are going down the normal stairs, and we're going out the front door.
Okay.
Can you try not to look so freaked out? Do your best.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door and like try to quietly exit the apartment.
Can you both roll me a stealth roll to see if either the rats or any of the apartment denizens notice you?
Do I have any more helps left? I think I'm out.
You have one help, yeah.
Oh, I do? Well, you know what? I think this is a good time.
I have failed. I have failed.
Nope, I succeed. I didn't need
Yay.
it, but better this way.
Okay. Dr. Owen opens the door, and Sharon, you're able to sort of sidle back out. But as Owen starts to close the door, it creaks rather loudly, and you see 50 pairs of small eyes immediately go right at the doorway.
Can you say Mark now?
Go.
I start running down the stairs.
Push the door shut.
Okay, all right. So Sharon pushes the door shut. Dr. Owen starts running. Let's see if anything happens. Oh, okay. They seem to, at least at the moment, be stopped by the door.
Nice.
So one of those nice solid 70s doors. You are able to get to the end of the hallway and run down the stairs, and you are pretty much able to get out of the apartment with your books.
As we pass the beat cop that's standing at the front door,
Yep.
we're just sprinting past. I just want to just stop right in front of him with my books in my hand and say, "You should probably run too." And then continue.
Terrible pest problem in this building. You don't want to be here for this. Follow.
And true to form, as you start to run away, you hear kind of, the further you get away, it's less loud, but you start to hear people in the apartment starting to yell and shriek, seemingly not like shrieking bloody murder, but still like, "Oh my God, there's rats everywhere!" Yeah.
Don't look back and keep running.
I had no plans of looking back.
All right, and
where are we going?
I will say that you two are able to make it to the train station, and we will stop there for now.
Okay.
Because there's two of you. But you did it. You got the book.
Oh, Lord.
And you survived the rats, which I was concerned about. Hooray.
I stuck my arm in there, and that could have gone really badly.
I did. I rolled, and I was like, "Oh man, she might get bit."
I did not stick my arm in there.
No, you stuck a stick in there, and I was like, "Oh yeah." He's immediately rifling around. There's something moving around in there.
Yeah.
See, I just thought you were being a big baby, and I needed to show you that I wasn't.
In fairness, I was, so.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a little bit shorter
Yay.
than usual, but that's all right.
Okay. It was still fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yay. So before we leave for the night, why don't we introduce ourselves and see what we've got going on? So, Dr. Owen, why don't you tell us who you are and what you have coming up soon?
Yes. Well, hello. My name is Graham. I am let's see, you can catch me next at the Oregon Renaissance Fair, playing King James VI and First. You can also follow me on Instagram at anxiety.cracker.
Delightful.
Yeah, it's a great name. Well, because my nickname in like elementary school is Graham Cracker, and I have anxiety. So and then yeah, so I'll be at the Oregon Fair as King James all of June or most of June. And then after that, in August, you can see me at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. I'll be back on cast there, doing a lot of fun stuff. So that's what you can find me in right now.
Hooray. All right, and I'm going to switch places. Boop. Okay. And let us introduce our other player. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you're up to?
I'm Emily. I'm at Emily_ROUCH. If you say my name out loud, the CH is silent. Don't question me. I don't know why. It's just the way it works. So it's Emily Rao, but I know it doesn't look that way. I'm currently with Chase Treasure at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival for the next 2 weekends. It's very exciting. We've had lovely time so far.
Yeah.
And then I will be in California at the Cronenberg Festival with Chase Treasure as well. Also
Yummy.
with Handler. And then the second week of June, I'll be at the New York Capitol District Renaissance Festival with the Crimson Pirates, as well as Once Improv a Time, which is an improvised musical. And then after that, I'll be in Colorado with Chase Treasure again for another, I think, 8 weeks. So it's a busy summer.
You're busy. Nice.
Busy bee.
Very. Awesome. Well, thank you. All right, and I'm Handler Z. My name is Melissa Lee. You can find me now with this bonus small person at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival for the rest of the run. This weekend's going to be interesting for a number of reasons, which I will talk to Emily about in a minute. And
Cool.
woo. Yes, I will also be at the Cronenberg Festival in California, and then I will probably be at the final weekend of the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, either showing up just as a patron or attempting to do some work in the background behind the scenes stuff, which is always fun.
I'll be at the Jersey Fair this weekend as a patron, so if you see me, you can say hello. I'll be there.
Have a wonderful time.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
It's going to be very exciting. I'm curious to see how the plot goes, because I've heard some interesting things about it. I'm very curious.
I've only went to Jersey once, and it was last year when it was raining, and so we didn't even stay the whole time. But I'm excited about this time, so it's gonna be great.
Hooray! I want to take a quick moment to thank all of our sponsors once again. 3D2U, who you can also find at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair this weekend. Find their information on Facebook and Instagram or 3d2u.org. You could also check out redadventures.com and find information about their upcoming tours. I think the Muncaster Castle one is closed, so the people who are going are already the people who are going. But I know that the one for New Orleans is open, and there should be a lot of fun people going down there this year. Also, you can check out our book, Dare, a collection of short fiction and poetry by Melissa Lee. It is available on Amazon and Audible. I am also writing and finishing up the work on my next book, which should be a very interesting project if I could do what I want to do with it. I've got an artist lined up, and we're going to see if I can get her to draw stuff for all of the different
Very cool.
All the different stories that I have. It's going to be kind of like, in my mind, it's kind of like the Scary Stories book by Alvin Schwartz, but with some very weird art and some very weird stories. And we'll see where it goes. But thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and hopefully, barring storms and randomness, we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.